truth. Really, that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told. Only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready. Keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth be told. Let's go.
Welcome back to another edition of Troof Be Told. I'm one of your hosts, Real Deal. I'm here with my homeboy, the God Barber, and also my girl over here, Desiree. Some call her Dizzy, others call her Desi.
I don't know who called her Dizzy, boy.
Actually, I don't even know. Well, we here tonight. You know what I'm saying? she said,
"Hey, Real. hey, Real. What's going on?"
I'm just making sure, man.
Yeah. Okay.
And once again, hey, T Green.
We not finna play this game. That's what we not doing.
You see what's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's an evolution right now.
Yeah.
Something going on. What's going? Because lately, you've been.
Wait first. We not doing that. Thank you. Move along.
But,
how you guys doing?
We good, Desi.
Thank
we
you.
good. Real. She say we ain't doing that.
We
Real.
not doing that. We'll talk about that later.
I'm just trying to find out. Is it somebody special that I mean? Because you've been.
I'm not the star of the show tonight. I'm not. We're not interviewing me.
Trying to say she look nice today, Real. She like.
I'm just saying we've been noticing some changes with Desiree.
Yeah, Desiree. She did up now. if they can see
what we
hairstyle,
yeah,
them braids, they on point.
But you see the two-tone eyeshadow split down the middle?
Technically, it's 4 different colors now, if you want to be technical. Right.
God, boy, what's up, baby? You good over there, baby?
Boy, I'm good, man. Boy. I couldn't wait for this show here, Real. You know, boy, anytime you get one of my boys on the show, boy,
yeah,
feel good, man.
Man, listen.
Yeah, feel good, man.
I'm happy here, too, because we're going to finally get some truth. Because, you know, I wasn't privy to see some of y'all games back in the day. But today, you know, I don't heard your version.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a little piece of another, you know, point of view today.
See, one thing about me and the guests, we're going to tell the truth.
Yeah.
we ain't scared of them folks.
What you talking about?
Well, you know, them folks. Them folks that don't be telling the truth.
Okay.
We gonna tell the truth.
Okay.
'Cause I don't give a damn. I think y'all know that.
I think we know that by now too, big dog. Hey, listen, man, I'm so excited, man. We getting as we go through this season, I'm getting a little bit antsy. Right, because we doing things a little bit different this time around. So I'm excited about the direction of Truth Be Told. Some good things about to happen in the city, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Some big things about to happen in the city. We're gonna give you guys a little bit more of that information a little bit later on.
Oh boy.
But we can't never dismiss what the mission, right? Which is subscribers.
Please,
we need subscribers, please. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You need some subscribers.
We need some subscribers.
God.
Yeah. 2,000 more.
Yeah.
2,000 more, man.
Okay.
What they need to do?
Go to our YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Truth Be Told.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe
Hit the
button.
subscribe
ring that
button.
bell. Real, I think I just realized what that bell means. That means notification right here. Yeah. Y'all ring that bell, man.
So you was telling them people the ding-a-ling-a-ling and you ain't know what it was for?
Hey, man. I ain't scared to say I was in the back of the class that's out there. And later on, I moved to the front. When I got my damn grade. Right? So, hey, I don't care.
Oh, man.
This is our damn show. We got no loss. So y'all can laugh all day.
Oh, my God.
Ring that bell. Hit them subscribe buttons and all that there.
All that.
All you want, baby.
All that, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, man, let's go ahead and get to it, man. We got a special one today, man. We have a former teammate, you know, a Southeast High alumni, former teammate of the God Barber himself on that basketball court, straight out of the Is it a city? Is it a town? Is it an area? What do you
It's
call?
a city.
It's a
City
city.
now.
It's a
Boy,
city.
man, don't
City,
play.
baby.
It's a
Huh?
metropolis, boy.
It's
Right.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only about what 30
Man, don't do
people
that,
that
man.
live there, right? Huh?
What's the name of the city real?
Shoot, at one point I thought they were gonna change the name when they had all the chemical stuff going on.
Oh, my
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Hey man, hey man, straight out, hey straight out of Tallavest.
Straight out of Tallavest.
We're on the border of Sarasota
Tallavest.
County, man, T County, man, over there by the airport. If y'all don't know, you probably miss it. Just drive. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Little nine-hole golf course that was
Yeah.
over there.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Known for the one basketball court, one youth center right in the center of the
Yeah.
town.
Right in between Bradenton and Sarasota.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
right there.
Tallavest,
say
baby.
off and tween.
Yes, sir.
Only
What they say,
only
in
problem
between?
only
Off
problem
and-
with
off
that
and
is
between.
Off and tween.
only problem with
Yeah.
Tallavest. Well, we'll get into that. Let's get this. Hey, Tallavest, entrepreneur, co-owner of the Skills Center that's located in Tampa. The
Yes,
one
sir.
and only man, 6'9". Chris Ward is in the building,
Chris
people.
Ward, baby.
That was fine,
My
man.
dog, baby. My dog is here.
Chris, what's going on,
Yeah,
big
baby.
dog?
What's good? What's good, man?
You
Yes,
good?
sir,
Hey,
boy.
y'all gonna stay off Tallavest, though. I'm telling y'all that right now.
Yeah.
Tallavest, boy.
Um,
Tallavest, that place, man.
Avondale, East Bradenton got
Yes.
a golf course.
No,
Uh-oh.
ain't
No.
golf
And y'all
course.
got an airport.
Uh-oh.
No,
Don't
no,
play with
no,
that,
no,
man.
no.
Don't
Uh-oh.
play with that.
I
That's
can't.
real, ain't real.
Yeah,
Come
hey,
on, man.
I'm gonna
Don't
bike
play
up
with
off
me,
of you.
man.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I know.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta come through Tallavest.
But
to
when
get to
I
the
stayed
airport.
in
Come on
Avondale,
now.
boy, we had a laundromat. That's all we had, a laundromat.
I used to come right over and get my hair cut back when I was right there.
But Chris, for real though, man, how was it growing up in Tallavest? Because Tallavest
Awesome.
it's a close knit community.
Mm-hmm.
Tallavest is no different. You know, like everybody say the hood, and when people say the hood, they think poor or, you know, hood is just where you're from. That's just
Mhm.
short in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So Tallavest, we kind of country hood, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was good. You played, you hung out. It was no different from East Bradenton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you roll with the people that you grew up with, go
Yep.
to school with the people you grew up with.
Yep.
You know, it was a community.
Yeah.
It was a black community where your neighbors could whoop your ass
Mm-hmm.
Right.
if you got in trouble, and nobody was going. You know, it ain't like Miss Lee came off the porch to get you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get when you get home. But it's also the situation. My mom was going to the store. She was like, "Hey Lee, I'm gonna go to the store. Can you come over here and turn these beans off if I'm gone too long?" Neighbor come in, and you know, so
Yeah.
it was community. It was like when we played, Tallavest shut down to come to see me play. Like, you know, everybody's family.
Right.
The Wards, the Bryants, the Smiths. You know, so you know, everybody was family. So we knew everybody. We played together. We grew up together. We treated everybody as family.
Yeah.
You know, didn't worry about anything. So, you know, Tallavest was amazing to me. You can't recreate that anywhere else.
I would have to
Man,
agree with
baby.
that. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I was, my classmate Teddy Bryant,
Right
not
across
really,
the street.
not really knowing Teddy until we got into high school. But as he described, when I got to know him a little bit better, I got a better sense of what Tallavest really was.
And you keep saying Teddy, the man named Pop.
Pop, baby.
Come on,
Pop.
man. That Pop, man.
Pop,
Pop
you're
Bryant,
right,
baby.
my
Hey, look,
bad,
I ain't
my
even call him Teddy a day in this life, man.
My
Name
bad.
Pop.
My bad, Pop. You're
Pop,
right.
Yeah, so no, but you know, Tallavest is, you know, everywhere I go, just because of I don't ever want to lose my identity of where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never. So anytime I have a conversation, anytime I do an interview or do a speaking engagement, I tell people where I'm from. Tallavest, Florida. Where is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'll say, you know, off in Tween. I say off in Tween too.
Yeah.
Sarasota and Bradenton.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
I want people to understand where I came from, because who I am is because of Tallavest.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And
And, you know, and I'm sorry, but
No.
and a lot of people be ashamed to tell people where they from, man. I don't like when I was in college. They say where you from. I say Bradenton. Man, where is that? Down there by Sarasota or Tampa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be ashamed to say where you from, man.
Tallavest, man.
Yeah.
All day,
Yeah.
every day.
So you, you got any siblings? I know you have,
I have an older brother, Mark,
yeah,
and a younger brother, Kerry.
Carrie.
Yeah, Kerry's my younger brother, so I'm the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your family, I know as far as Kerry goes, I know Kerry played basketball. He played baseball. Um, I want to say
Football.
He played football, right? He was a kicker, right? He was a kicker.
Kerry actually scholarshiped in all 3 sports in high school. He received a basketball, baseball, and football scholarship.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
he
amazing.
could have gone to play all 3 sports. My older brother played college baseball at Edward Waters.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mark. Yeah.
Okay, and then for yourself, right? Um, tell us a bit because you went to Southeast High School,
Yeah.
and when you got to Southeast, was basketball the only sport that you played, or you did other
No,
things?
I grew up playing all sports. I grew up playing soccer.
Okay.
Actually, it was my favorite sport.
Okay.
Baseball, football, and then basketball was my least favorite sport.
Shit, I always work out that way.
So I played Sarasota Ringland Redskins because my mom's from Sarasota. Tallavest is close to Sarasota, so I grew up playing Sarasota Ringland Redskins. Played Little League Baseball in Sarasota, and I played at Sarasota Football Club. Played soccer until I was 15. The only reason I didn't play in high school is because soccer and basketball season at the same time.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I didn't play. And then I played basketball, but there were no basketball leagues back then. There were no AAU and all that. So you either played at the Boys and Girls Club, you played at the rec, but there were no leagues like that, especially in Tallavest.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know Chris played football or soccer. What
Yeah.
position you played in football, Chris? I never.
Receiver,
For real?
yeah. I played Ringland Redskins.
Because you played soccer too?
Yeah, I
So
played
you would have
soccer.
played soccer at Southeast, you would have
I
did
would
it?
have. I would have played competitive. I played competitive soccer until I was 15.
Oh, okay. Boy,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So my freshman and sophomore year at Southeast, I played club soccer.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah,
Dang. No.
yeah. Until I was 15.
And that was actually your favorite sport.
That was my favorite sport.
So how
Baseball was next.
so, baseball was next?
Yeah.
Well, dang, Chris, you
Chris, you was a pitcher, Chris?
But I pitched in first base.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know that, man.
Actually, I was on my freshman year in JUCO. I was on the baseball team. in
Oh,
college.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you had to make a decision because the 2 sports played at the same time
For soccer.
for soccer,
Yeah,
right?
I had to make a decision.
What led to that decision since soccer was like your favorite? I mean, soccer's there, they provided soccer, but what kind of led for you to go?
So growing up, when you play soccer, especially on the competitive level, so Stephen, Kerry, myself, and Jamie actually played. Jamie stopped playing when he was younger. Stephen and Kerry played until they were in middle school, probably going into high school, and then I kept playing. But growing up playing soccer, especially back then and still now, there wasn't a lot of us out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get to Southeast, you get to high school, in the basketball space, there ain't nothing but us.
Yeah.
And so you start gravitating to who you have a better relationship with. I shouldn't say better relationship, who you can actually relate to a little bit better.
Okay.
Somebody look like you, been through the same things, same verbiage, same conversation, same things coming from the household, same things coming from the community, and so it kind of changed the demographics a little bit for you, even in baseball. I didn't deal with a lot of black kids playing baseball.
Right.
And I played at Sarasota Little League. Now, if I would have played at Newtown,
Yeah.
been different.
Yeah, you'd be
There's a bunch of black kids playing baseball, but with me at Sarasota Little League, Sarasota Babe Ruth, there wasn't a lot of black kids playing.
Right. Right.
My brother and Stephen played,
Stephen.
and then Reggie Clark, my cousin Reggie, played Little League for a couple years at Sarasota Little League, but then all of them went to Newtown Estates. Jamie and all them played Newtown Estates.
Chris, well, you'd have been the tallest soccer player in the world at Southeast.
I
Boy,
was
you'd have
a
been out
keeper.
there 7'9".
I was a keeper, man.
Yeah.
I
You
was
was
a
a goalie?
Goalie, yeah.
You'd have been good, Chris.
So I always thought about this, and as you were talking about where you played Little League at and stuff like that, and even with Pop coming up, the reason why I didn't know Pop because Pop did a lot of stuff in Sarasota.
Yeah.
So with Tallavest actually being in Manatee County, a lot of Tallavest kids did Little League in Sarasota.
Closer.
Okay.
Everything was closer. So I played Little League sports in Sarasota because during the summer, that's where I was. My mom was from Sarasota, We were on Orange and 23rd is where my grandmother lived. So we grew up. So I had better relationships and more friends in Sarasota than I did in Bradenton. I just went to school in Bradenton.
Yeah.
But all of our sports, every single sport we played was in Sarasota. When I started really coming into Bradenton a lot was once I got into high school, right on my sophomore, junior year, even my freshman year. I didn't hang out in Bradenton.
Right.
But when I was able to get up there and, T Green and start, meeting everybody and hanging out with everybody. And, that's when I started really hanging out in Bradenton. But I remember we got into it with Booker. And Coach Carroll wouldn't let us leave the gym. Everybody had to stay into the gym till everybody fused out. For me, I was walking out with everybody else. He was like, Chris, where are you going? I was like, Joker, I'm home. My grandmama live right down the street. Like, these jokers don't want me. They want y'all. I'm from Tallavest. Tallavest neutral.
Tallavest neutral.
Like, I used to watch.
That was back when it was, I don't know what was going on that time. It was
Eight
Bradenton
ball
going
posse.
against Sarasota. Yeah.
Man, listen, I remember sitting down watching them. I remember sitting across the street watching them fight in Sarasota. Bradenton versus Sarasota. And I'm sitting there watching my boys I went to school with, my boys I grew up with fight.
He had to watch, man.
And I can tell you where I was. I was on 17th and 301, sitting at the Hobnob. There's a Circle K and a Quick Stop right across the street from the Wendy's.
Yep.
Sarasota met at the Quick Stop. Bradenton met at 7-Eleven. They fought right in the middle of the street. I'm sitting over on the other side just watching. I said, this is crazy. But then all them jokers could come to Tallavest on a Sunday at the court, and not one thing happened.
So Tallavest was like this
Tallavest
sanctuary,
like Switzerland, dog.
like there's nothing to go on right here. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
serious. That's how it was, though. Because if you came to the outdoor courts in Tallavest, Sarasota came, Bradenton came, and nothing happened. Wasn't no fights, wasn't nothing. Just out there playing.
And Tallavest threw the best parties too, boy.
Ain't nothing happened.
Everybody
Ain't nothing happened. Even with the party, it's like Tallavest is like Switzerland, man. You come to Tallavest, you don't have no beef.
That's crazy, man.
Seriously, that's how we felt.
Wow. So you end up joining the basketball team under Coach Carroll, and on your team, if I had to look at the roster, because I know T Green kind of was a class before you, I believe.
89.
89. And I believe you had Cliff on your team. You had Elliot on you with you?
Elliot was with all of us, but Elliot came out.
Elliot with your class though.
No, Elliot was with his class.
Okay.
Year before.
Yeah.
So just looking back at that squad, you guys had a nice squad.
Yeah, we were deep.
Yeah. So how was that experience? Just being able to go through and
So it was, man, listen, we were good, man. Listen, it was good. We were good. And I'll tell you this, my freshman year, and I don't think parents would pull their kids out of school, transfer them schools, do all this craziness if the kid weren't starting and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I played freshman. My sophomore year, I played JV. My junior year, I played varsity. The only reason I started on varsity is because they went to state. So back then, state was after the state games was after Christmas.
After Christmas.
So basketball started November. So we're 11 games, 12 games into the season. By the time state tournament going on, we undefeated. So now we got Terry, Elijah Savage, Big Julian. So you talking about that's 6'5" and above right there, 6'4" and above right there with three players.
Kurt played.
Kurt Houston. So these are all dudes that were older than me, that were on varsity the year before, and they were rolling. And now coach was like, all right, we ain't gonna mess it up. We ain't gonna mix it up. So it was me, Elliot, Ike Mercer, Cliff, and I think, who did we have?
Joe? Nope. William King?
William King.
Yeah, he was on the white boy on the team.
Yeah, William King. Because I was going to say Doug Miser, but I think Doug was before me. Did he graduate with you?
No, he came out a year before me.
Year
Doug
before
came
you.
in 88.
Yeah, so it was Rooster.
Yeah, William King.
Yeah, William King.
He was red.
Red hair.
Yeah, red hair.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's who the starters were. And I think the person that came in, I think you came in and changed him out when you after the state tournament because you came in and started. It was either you or Julian.
Yeah.
Because one of y'all came in and changed. Yeah, because we had started the season our junior year, the year they went to state finals, 11, 12, and 0. So coach was like, well, let's just roll with it and see where we go.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I started.
Okay.
If it weren't for that, I would have came off the bench.
Okay.
That's how deep we were.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were deep,
Wow.
real.
We were deep.
We talking about
Wow.
15,
So
2 years in a row, 15.
in 2 years we were 28-4.
Yeah.
Both years.
Yeah.
Junior year and senior, 28-4.
Yeah,
We
28,
had
29, one of 'em.
four D1 players on that team.
Who was your rival back then?
Gibbs.
St. Pete Gibbs,
That's it.
Bill Till.
Yeah, that's it. Wasn't nobody else.
When nobody else.
I mean, we played against Sarasota, Palmetto. I mean, games like that were just, they were so hyped up just because of, it's like if you played against the last place team and the first place team and y'all were rivals, it's always going to be a good game no matter what. Just
Absolutely.
because the intensity of the game.
Absolutely.
So we would have, but other than that.
Yeah. Well, our real rival was each other in practice.
Yeah.
That was the rival was there in practice.
I'm getting it.
Listen.
What? Man.
Listen.
What?
Listen.
Fights.
And it didn't matter
arguing.
what team.
Oh,
And the
man.
crazy piece is that we handled everything within. We ain't need no coach. We ain't need y'all want to fight? Close the door. Where coach at? Close the door.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead and handle this. It won't leave this room though.
Right.
Once
right.
it handled, it ain't leaving outside
Yeah.
this court.
Right. Right.
So I remember
Yeah.
who was it? Remember Ike Mercer.
Him and Cliff got into it.
Yes, sir. In the middle of the floor.
Yeah, they was fighting.
In the middle of the floor. And
Do you remember Elijah Savage slapped Cliff on the bus?
Cliff went and got that broom. Hey, listen.
Chris.
Hey, cleared that whole bus out
Hey,
there. He was playing.
Hey, real. Hey, real. I'm talking about, hey, open hand slap.
Yo,
Lord.
about a seat.
About a seat.
About a seat.
Yeah.
Boy, listen.
Elijah, what Elijah say? Elijah said, Cliff, this is my seat. Cliff said, man, I don't see no name on this seat. Elijah said, I'm going to count to 3. You better move.
Man,
or I'm
look.
going to slap you.
Look.
And that's what he did. He was counting. 1, 2. But when he got to 2, but my heart was already, this nigga for real.
Hey,
When he got to 3,
man.
ow.
And we were going to play at Riverview. I
Yeah.
remember that night.
Wow.
Listen. So we were like, oh, Cliff going to tell.
Oh, man.
Cliff came back with a broomstick. Man, you know how you lift that latch on the back door? We were jumping off the bus.
Hey, Chris. Hey, that back door, that's emergency door.
Yeah. It was an emergency.
Hey, that stick.
Hey, and that's what he did.
Hey,
After everybody cleared the bus, he
Oh,
set his
man,
ass right
boy.
down in that seat.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I
boy.
say, boy,
Wow.
hey, he had 49,
I thought they had 50 something.
51,
There you go.
51
That night.
that night.
What?
Listen, he
Chris,
sat over by himself. He was sitting over there rocking. I was like, boy, he's about to give
didn't-
somebody the business.
Boy, he didn't speak to
No one.
nobody after that fight.
No one.
You know how you in warm-up line,
Yeah.
you make a little, you try,
Yeah.
give each other hands.
He wasn't doing none of that. None of
He
that.
make a nice move in the game. All right, Cliff. He
None
wasn't
of
doing
that.
Like, man, this
Oh.
dude tripping.
Oh,
He didn't see nobody.
Boy,
Nobody.
he went, Chris,
He killed.
who was the big,
Sean Allen.
Sean played,
Sean Allen.
I'll tell you, I remember that game.
Danky.
Thank you.
Chill Will.
But that was the first time that I can remember that Cliff played somebody his size. Because I remember coming to that game, because see, back then, we didn't have film.
Right.
So we just, when we
Wait,
just,
this the game where he got slapped?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
we didn't have
Yeah.
film, so we didn't know
Yeah.
who exactly, what
Yeah.
they had,
Right.
other than people talking.
Right.
So I remember coming to the gym and warming up, I seen Sean down there. I said to myself, I said, dang, boy, Cliff might be in for a long night, because Sean was tall, too.
Right.
Man, shit. I said,
Boy, it didn't matter what.
Sean must have had Elijah Savage face on it. Because he got that business. Whoa.
Hey, Sean, I know you watching.
Hey, listen.
We can tell you the truth, Sean.
Listen. That joker went in. God,
Oh, boy.
And I don't think people understand how talented that kid really was.
I'm
Like,
trying to
God
tell
bless
you,
his
man.
soul, man.
Mhm.
That dude was good, man.
Wow.
I'm trying to tell
Good,
you,
man.
man.
Like,
Wow.
he was great.
Wow.
I'm trying to
You
tell
know,
you, boy.
Just a whole nother level.
So, what happened after high school for you, Chris? You
Well, what happened going into it? So once they left, you know, I was a very emotional kid.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. talk about
Now, when you say emotional, I mean that sounds to me like either you cried a lot or you just got angry a lot.
that right there. That's it right there.
Like the type of angry, like why is Chris mad? Like
Yeah, I
Like-
had some issues, man.
Yeah, that's it right there now.
More immaturity, man. Just needed to grow up. You know, my senior year, I think Coach Carroll might have put me off the team about 4 times. My senior year, if it wasn't for Eric Robinson, Coach Rob bringing me back, I wouldn't have been on the team. And then with that, it was the same behavior in school. So I have no grades, I have no test scores. So I ended up going JUCO.
Okay.
So even though because I played the wing, like I didn't touch the post unless we chose to. But I played the wing, so I was considered a big guard back then. So whoever came to see Cliff, Coach had him talking to me. So that's how I knew the coach from Louisville. That's how I knew the coach from Florida State. Whoever came in back then, Steve Smith, Jalen Rose, you got all these big guards. And so I was considered a big guard.
Yeah.
And so, but I had no grades, so I had to go JUCO.
You know what? Well, it's so crazy that Chris said that he had to go JUCO. See, my mind going back now. So now I'm going back to the 80s and to the 90s. It was so much talent in Southeast during that time. I mean, you see Chris 6'7".
Yeah.
Man, we had a team full of ball players.
Yeah.
You know, never really truly had a structure. We learned how to play basketball just by watching people on TV. I ain't never go to no camp. I mean, Coach
We
Carroll
went
ain't
to
never.
Kent Benson camp. Remember they
That
used
was
to
at
start-
Southeast.
That was at Southeast?
We used to host that camp.
Yeah.
But we never had nobody to teach us the
Jab,
jab
step, crossover step.
crossover and all
Yeah.
that. We never did. All we did was watch and play.
Yeah.
But another thing, what I want to go back to when Chris said went to JUCO. See, back then, our parents was just parents. They loved whatever we did.
Yeah.
All they wanted us to do was go to school. Now, when I came home from school, my mama never asked me, "Well, you got homework? Got none of that?" She never
Never.
asked me that.
Me either.
So we solely put our faith in them coaches.
Yeah.
We felt like Coach Carroll, Coach Meckley, they should have guided us in a way of the academic. We put all that on them. You know, on that team we had me, Chris, Elliott, Cliff Rozier, Roosevelt Duval, Elijah
I
Savage,
forgot Roe.
Kurt Houston, Julian Johnson,
Ike Mercer, Louis Pryor,
Tyrone
Tyrone Bryant,
Bryant,
Rooster.
yeah.
Rooster.
Yeah. My senior year,
Bro,
basketball.
we're ridiculous, bro.
Nobody didn't go Division I. Nobody didn't have the grades to go Division I. Senior in football, went to the state finals.
Yeah.
#1 defense in Class 4A. All right. Not one person on that team went and played college football on a high level. Everybody grades was just enough just to get by. We never had that person to say, "Hey, y'all, look. Y'all need to buckle down. This is what y'all need to do." Yeah, I mean, if Coach Carroll and Coach Meckley listen to me now, I know it's water under the bridge. I know high school is gone, but high school is big. That's a big part of your life.
Right.
They never structured us to go this way. They only motivated us to play ball right there in high school. I don't remember, Chris. I mean, do you remember that, Chris? You remember them telling us? I don't remember them. I remember hearing about the SAT and the ACT my senior year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I heard about it.
You know?
Yeah.
But and I'll give you one. So Coach Carroll, my senior year, we would go in his room for study hall.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
we
like,
study
so
hall.
we would go in his room for study hall. Like, he would create that environment for us to come hang out and come in the room. You know, for me, my father was a college graduate from University of Florida, first class to graduate blacks in '65. He and Judge Stephen Mickle. And they didn't count it because he only did 2 years there because he went from Gibbs Community College to University of Florida. So they didn't count it because he wasn't there for a complete 4 years. He was only there for 2.
Okay.
My father never said anything like that. Like, hey, you got your homework done? You got your grades? And my mom, you know, and it's no disrespect.
Yeah,
That's just,
yeah.
you know, but then, you know, if they thought they had to, because then I have Kerry. Kerry had a 3.2, 3.3, whatever, 3.4. He had all the grades in the world. Mark never had any academic issues in school. It was just me, behavioral and academic.
Yeah.
But I equate mine to more of staying in so much trouble that I was outside of the classroom more than I was in the classroom.
Yeah.
Middle school, elementary, it was just and I can see it now because with Tyson, my son, it was the same thing. His grades suffered because of his behavior. You know, he spent more time outside of the classroom than he did inside, you know, in school suspension, in the principal's office. That was me as a kid. So when you're outside of the classroom, you're missing things. And it's hard to retain what you don't know.
Absolutely.
You know, you're trying to teach yourself. So I say a lot of my stuff was based on my behavior. You know, I got that in-school suspension, man. First, I knew my in-school suspension. First period, I was going to be out of either Miss Dinka's class or Miss Hoffman's class because I was going to be late to school.
Yeah.
So I had to go to in-school suspension. 6th period and 7th period, I was going to be in school suspension. Like, I just knew it because that was
you.
That was me. So I equate a lot of my academic issues to not being in the classroom, and that started early. But you're right. There was no study hall.
I'm not disrespecting Coach Mickle.
But there was no study hall. There was no motivation. Hey man, you got them grades right.
You're right.
It wasn't there.
Right.
And if it were there, I don't remember it just because shit, man, I was so far gone it didn't matter.
Yeah, like I said, I ain't disrespecting Coach Mickle and Coach Carroll. I'm just saying.
You just real. That's real. That's the truth.
Real, you know?
That's interesting because, you know, I graduated in '95, and by the time I got in high school, I think my class, we you know, as a student body as a whole, we were very academic conscious in '95. And I mean, just as a class, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but did you have that from the adults? You had that from your peers.
You know what?
Did you have that from your authoritative figures?
And that's what I'm trying to figure out because, see, I don't, you know, my mom was a single parent mom. She didn't really push academics. At least I don't recall her necessarily just saying, boy, get whatever. I just think it was one of the things where I think we valued it. And maybe it was the time when, all right, in order to play sports, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I think maybe we heard that so much, it was just.
But we did too now.
Yeah, we heard it now.
We heard it. We heard in order to play, all you had to have was 2.0.
No, we're 1.5.
1.5 back then.
Yeah, 1.5.
Lord.
Yeah.
That's
Good
all,
Lord.
1.5.
Yeah.
That is right.
And
A
there used to
1.5.
be guys on the team
They didn't have
be happy.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm eligible this year. Boy, I got a 1.6, boy. I'm good.
Yeah, 1.5.
man.
So so just like you said, like you valued it. I mean, we valued it too, but we didn't know.
Yeah,
and I'm coming from when I say coming, Uncle Bill, his doctorate. You know, like I'm coming from a family, you know, on my mom's side, you know, my Uncle Butch, my Aunt Bev, they had their master's degrees. Like I'm coming from a family of education, my Aunt Jen, you know, like I got family just a whole bunch of education. But there's no conversation.
But you know what, Chris, you tell me, to me, I feel like just, you know, I ain't pointing a finger at no one in particular, but when Green says what he just said, and y'all guys had all them athletes, football team, basketball team, and no one goes anywhere basically because maybe the grade, that's a problem.
No,
That's
Yes. JUCO.
No.
JUCO.
Yeah, JUCO.
I mean JUCO.
but when you have the talent to go,
So you know why Cliff stayed on the academic track that he was on was because you gotta remember Elliot went JUCO.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then he went to Alabama.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like Cliff's dad and mom stayed on him. Like he was,
Mhm.
you ain't see Cliff nowhere.
yeah.
But.
If you want to go East Bradenton, was it 15?
Mhm.
Ride down 15, you'll see him shooting outside.
Mhm.
You ain't seen him going to the park. You ain't seen him go nowhere. He go in, do his homework, handle his business. But it was a thing of that's what went on there.
Right.
And I just think naturally he was an intelligent dude, man.
Mhm.
Cliff played tennis.
I heard.
Like he
Yeah.
was good.
It was good tennis ball. Yeah.
He was good.
And he played football.
And he played football. He was a JV quarterback his freshman year
I didn't know
Brad,
that.
He's put him in there
at
just.
6'6".
He's put him in there just to throw a bomb. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, but so and it's not to blame anybody, but you're right.
Yeah, man.
I never had a conversation about until it was too late.
Right.
Like what you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm going somewhere. I just don't know where. But I couldn't go D1 because I didn't have the grades.
Right.
And based on my GPA, I wouldn't have graduated from my public high school right now because it's 2.0.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
I wouldn't have graduated.
So you end up. What did you go? You end up going to?
I went to Central Florida Community College in Ocala.
Okay.
So I chose to go. My JUCOs that would allow me to play baseball and basketball was Central Florida Community College and Dade North in Miami.
Okay.
My mom didn't want me to go to Miami,
Okay.
so I ended up in Ocala.
Okay. So you ended up there. I'm going to imagine your basketball and academic career was a lot better than it was in high school.
So I remember promising my dad because, like Green said, I mean, man, we had so many athletes around here, especially football players. And I grew up Sarasota and Bradenton, and I used to see dudes go off. I'm talking about big time dudes go off and play football, and then by Christmas, end of the year, they home.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I told my dad I would never embarrass him like that because he's sitting out there bragging to his boys. You got a whole city, a whole community that'll shut down and come and support you at a high school game. You go off. That's who you represent. Like I represent Tallavest, no matter where I was.
Yeah.
Tallavest, Florida is who I represented. One, I never wanted to disappoint my father or my mother and be sent home because of academics. Two, my family in Tallavest. That's embarrassing. They out here, they bragging on you. Yeah, you off doing this, off doing that. Next thing you know, you're home because you just can't get right. You don't want to do right. So I say I would never embarrass him. I would never be sent home.
Wow.
It's crazy, man.
Wow,
It's
that's
crazy.
awesome.
Like coming up in that era, me and Chris from the different household, we had the same mentality. Cause I had that same mentality too when I went to Edward Waters. I wasn't coming back home just because I, told everybody you're going off to school, and I was the first person in my family to go to college.
Right.
So I wasn't coming back home.
Right.
Because it's a pride thing.
Right.
So I did what I had to do just so I won't come back home.
Right.
Like Chris, I wouldn't not even. Hey man, if you up under the tree, we ain't talking about you. But I ain't want to come back home and be up under the tree.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I come back home and holler at my boys under the tree.
Yeah.
But that ain't where I want to be.
Right.
Right.
And it's the same thing like Chris mindset.
Yeah. And I remember on my graduation, I started crying. My dad said, "Boy, what the hell are you crying for?" Because I knew in my mind, I had been to school with some of these kids since elementary. And I was never going to see them ever again. That would be my last time seeing them. And I was sad, like, because I wasn't coming back. Like, I'm not coming back to this space, and there's no disrespect to home or anything like that. Like where I'm going, you can't go. Ain't enough room. Like, everybody can't go. So that's just how God made it. That's how the world made it. Where I'm going, the space that I'm going to be in, ain't enough room for everybody to go with you. So So
Was there anybody in particular in the JUCO setting? Because that was also a maturity thing coming from high school. You at some point you had to get to a space within yourself and also have some type of a focus and drive or vision of what you want to do with your life. If it's further sports, if it's further get in the business realm. But was there anybody that kind of infiltrated your space that as a mentor that helped you?
So I don't know if it was my coach, Gene Smithson at JUCO. Man, he probably one of the toughest dudes I've ever played for. My freshman year, I thought it was PMF. That was my name. You, buddy, that was my name. Boy. He didn't call me like that. Was like he was a really, he held you accountable. He'll send your ass home. Like he was no bars. Like whatever he said, he was gonna do. If you miss study hall, you going home. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I remember my freshman year, I was in school, came home for break, and we played Manatee Community College.
Okay.
So I stayed home. I came back home early. So, and I remember them calling me. And I'm thinking like, dang, I'm ineligible. Assistant coach said, hey, got some bad news for you. I said, golly, here we go. We're sending your roommates home. They're ineligible. I thought it was me.
Wow.
Sent two of them home at Christmas.
Wow.
One was a All-American. Top 3 power forward in the nation. Eric
It didn't
Gill.
matter.
What his name was, Chris?
Eric Gill, Kendall Gill's cousin from Chicago. Sent him home.
So Elliot was at MCC when you.
Elliot was at MCC.
Yeah,
I ended up playing against E.
Well, you know, I never knew that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, send him home.
Okay, y'all played against.
So at the end of the year, so dude moved. We had a 3-bedroom apartment. Dude moved in with me. Dude from Mississippi, from Biloxi. Eddie moved down with me, and so we rocking. End of the year, we have to still go to tutoring. You know, just because the season over don't mean your academics over. He had a big boy from Georgia, and they were sophomores. End of the school year, missed tutoring.
Send
Send them home.
Wow.
So I got this 3-bedroom apartment. Nobody wanted to move with me because they say everybody move in your apartment gets out. Them jokers say everybody gets out. So I got a 3-bedroom apartment by myself.
Well, look, Chris. I know. Because of your grades, you had to go to JUCO. But what college you want to go to? What was your favorite?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah, Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse. And I got recruited. You name it. If Cliff got recruited, I wasn't as heavily recruited, or highly recruited as Cliff, but I received the same offers. I had boxes, man. I probably had 60, 70 different offers.
Wow.
And see, back then, nowadays, an offer is somebody get on there and say they like you.
Yeah, I don't know what.
No.
Yeah.
These 50, 60 schools that say, hey, I want to offer you a scholarship.
Yeah.
I want you to come.
Yeah.
But I had no grades.
Wow.
You know, and so once I graduated JUCO, I actually signed early. I signed with Virginia Commonwealth University, Sonny Smith. And my sophomore year in JUCO, I got kicked out of school, got kicked off the team, 12 games into the season. So I got a call from Sonny Smith, and he said, hey, president say he don't want to bring nobody on campus that's having issues. Not with the NCAA. We're not bringing. So that's the first time other than Janet Jackson and when she married the DeBarge boys, that something was annulled, that I heard it was annulled. That's how I found out what annulment was. They annulled my scholarship.
Wow.
Like it never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chris was something else, boy.
Wow.
Wow.
They annulled it.
Man, the attitude now, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chris, he had an attitude, but
Nah, I
he just
wasn't.
gonna say what the hell he want to say.
Yeah.
You know.
I got you.
That's Chris, man.
I got you.
And whatever happened behind it happened.
Right.
If you swung behind, I'm gonna swing back.
So,
that was it. Like,
so I want to be respectful of your time, Chris, but you, after, you finished up college, did you go off to play league the next?
I played pro ball.
You played
I
pro
had
ball,
a
okay.
chance to go to my first job was in the Philippines.
Okay.
I went to Manila, and then from there, I went to Mexico, Israel, Spain, Ireland, back to Spain, back to Israel, Lebanon,
Mm.
and Dominican Republic.
Wow. So you had a
Wow.
career long. How long?
I played
over a
from
span
'94
of-
to 2000.
Okay.
94. I
That's
played
a good
3
bit.
seasons in the USBL too, so I played here
Yeah.
Okay.
with the
What
team
are
in the USBL.
Sun
That's awesome.
Dogs.
Yeah, I played. Well, I played with the Florida Sharks.
Florida Sharks first.
I remember Florida Sharks.
Eric Musselman put me
Yeah.
on the practice squad,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I played 2 years with the Sun
Yeah.
Dogs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's interesting now just to hear kind of where you came from, how you in high school. I think kind of you had that person that was going to hold you and keep you accountable in college, playing professional ball. Um, at some point, you are now one of the co-founders of the Skill Center, which is in Tampa, Florida.
Mhm.
Um, how did that come about with just building and share a little bit more but with our audience what the Skill Center is?
So how it came about is what's crazy is my first year playing pro ball, I had a agent. His name's John Phillips. He was the attorney for IMG, so that's how I got involved with IMG.
Okay. Okay.
And so I told him, based on being in Europe and seeing these clubs, because over there kids train. Like, it's all about skill development. It's not about go play 50 games and have 2 practices. Like, it's all about skill development. Let's start from that's when you say grassroots, start from the bottom, give them a strong foundation, and let's teach them the basics and fundamentals of the game. And then from there, kids can go off and learn anything. And if they need to come back and dummy it down, it's just like math.
Mm-hmm.
If as long as I have a strong foundation in math, I can learn anything. If I have some issues, I go back to the basics and fundamentals.
Yeah.
And that's how basketball was. So I told him I would quit playing if he would help me to fund a school, a training academy just for basketball. Like, I was willing to stop my first year in. And so I had a chance to work at IMG once I finished playing. I worked there for 10 years. I took Kid Ronaldo Balkman my first year. I brought him here with me. I got a chance to work with a lot of high-level NBA guys. But the thing I knew wasn't happening was our kids from our community just couldn't afford that space unless they were here.
Right.
Like, they would have to, and all of them not there because they had no foundation. So the Skill Center kind of came out of that conversation. My partner now, Celeste Roberts, and John Arroyo, we worked for a grant called Youth Opportunity, YO. And our job was to help young kids, 14 to 21, either transfer into meaningful employment, further their education, just give them the skills and the resources needed to get to the next level of life. Just give them that strong foundation. And so my job was to go out and recruit the hard-to-serve kids, the kids that was out there on the corner, the kid that left school, dropped out of school. Like, all the kids that were in school, they don't come to anything you have. All you have to do is offer them a center, offer them food. They coming. Chips, drinks, little gift cards. Kids that are in school will come to anything. Kids that are out of school, you have to convince them more. And so I created a basketball league and a program, athletic program called CETA, College Education Through Athletics. And I created a basketball league that ran 3 times a week. In order for the kids to participate, they had to do a workshop before for an hour, and then they would play in the game. Well, the games were so competitive, and the league was so well run. We had like the NBA jerseys, had the look, had them all sponsored. We had food, we had DJs. Like, it was dope. In that first year, we had 120 kids. Now, we're talking about Tampa. So you say Bradenton, Sarasota. So you got East Tampa, West Tampa, got self-restraint, you got progress. Like you got,
Carolwood.
no, that ain't the
Carol,
hood.
that's-
It ain't no. I'm just talking about. I'm
Okay.
talking about the hoods that don't
Okay.
get along.
Okay.
And these kids would come under one roof, play, and not have one issue, right? And so that was a safe haven for them. And so this league became so popular, and the program became so popular, it became a recruitment tool.
Mhm.
That's how I was recruiting all the hard to serve kids. Through that program, we helped 33 kids get into college through athletics in 3 years.
Wow.
Most of them were JUCOs.
Right.
Most of them went to MCC.
Okay.
I had some cats. I had about 10 of them go to MCC, and that was just from all over. So people started bringing me all over the country to show them how to implement CETA, how to implement this program. Well, my partner Celeste, who was my boss at the time, once the grant was over, and that's what happens with grant funding, it ends. Well, we wanted to still keep it going, and we wanted to use the sports part as far as teaching transferable skills. And we know that it works. We know we can recruit kids and give them everything they want and teach them, just like you sitting here, you were just talking about it, teach them the etiquette of the game, how to carry yourself based on you playing the game, how to communicate based on you playing the game. And no school can teach you that.
Right.
You know, that's being in a competitive setting. That's playing sports. You have to learn how to talk. You have to learn how to work together.
Yeah.
Be on time. You know, all these things that you learn playing sports. Just think about the man that you are today based on the game that you played.
Yeah.
You know, that came from sports.
Yeah.
And that started as a little kid.
Yeah.
So we wanted to teach those kids those skills, but teach them how to transfer them into life and academics. Because that's one thing we just said. We go and discipline ourselves to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, put up 500 jumpers. I didn't go to the football games. I was out on the court shooting till 1 o'clock at night, but I would not go pick up a book.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you teach kids how to transfer the skills that you naturally have into the classroom space, into life? I can go out on the court. Now, it didn't count for me because I probably averaged about a tech a game. But I found a way to stay in the game and not get kicked out. But I go to class every day, and I'm a jackass, and I'm a hindrance to the class. I'm a distraction, and they put me out of class. So how is it that I have an authoritative figure that controls the game with that whistle, and a coach on the sideline, but then I turn around and go to class, I still have that authoritative figure. I'm disrespectful and I get put out. How do I learn how to transfer those skills? And so that's how the skill center derived. That's how we wanted to. It's not about just rolling the ball out. It's teaching transferable skills.
Yeah.
For kids, helping them. 1% of kids will play college basketball. 1% of that will play pro. So we know you're not going to college. There's a you have to be really good.
Right.
But the things that we can teach you from it. You know, the first year that we did the YO program and did CETA and had that league, 120 kids, we had an 85% completion rate. Not games, in the classroom. These kids from the hood. You know, all of our kids were low-income area kids that came in. These kids liked the classroom setting so much that they were coming on the days they didn't play to class, asking if they could come to the workshops. So then we understood it was about who we put in front of them. They had to be as dynamic. They had to be able to capture the kid. Like we had Omar Ellison that played at Florida State, wide receiver, played in the league. He would come in and talk to kids. But O was out there in L.A. talking to the Crips and Bloods. You know, he's able to relate to these kids. Like he's able to meet, he know what the street's like. We got to bring people in like that to talk to these kids and educate these kids. Why? I didn't have a degree. I went back and got my degree, and I went back and got my master's. So how am I going to be talking to a kid about going to school, and I'm a hypocrite?
Right.
I don't have my degree,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So I went back to school, got my degree, got my bachelor's, got my master's. Now, I tell kids all the time, me talking to you is me talking to a younger me. Like I'm still counseling me. I'm still preparing, like I'm talking to a younger Chris. So I'm able to tell that story. I'm able to get you to listen to me based on what I've been through. I'm telling you, don't do what I do or do what I did. I'm a living example, and so, with the Skill Center, that's what we're about. We're about youth development through sports. We made sure that Dr. Jeff Beatty, who passed away, he was our mentor. He has the Sports Plus model. You can do your Google search on the Sports Plus model. There's a scientific backing behind everything that we do. We're not just rolling out the ball. Everything we have, everything we do is intentional. Every conversation we have, I talk to kids at the end of each training session, and I show them how basketball workouts, basketball drills, basketball training that we just did for the last hour transfers over into a conversation, transfers over into the classroom, transfers over into life. Like, we have to have meaning by what we're teaching these kids. And so everything that comes out of my mouth there, everything that we do is intentional.
That's awesome.
To who we hire, to where we're located. We're right there in East Tampa. That is the number one, that is the highest area for gun violence amongst teens in East Tampa. We're also right there along the hottest bus line in all of Hillsborough County. It runs all the way from, it used to run all the way to the mall, University Mall, all the way down to Ruskin. So that's the hottest bus line in the county. Also, it's an old skating rink that we purchased. That's where everybody grew up. That's where everybody used to go on Saturday and Sunday. So there's intention to what we do. And so that's what the Skill Center is we're intentional. We partnered with some, now we built the facility. And I tell you a funny story. My wife be like, "Yeah, me telling people that all the time." So listen, we went to purchase a building that we were in. It was a church, and the people at the church told us the price. And so, all right, we countered, and we had already put about $500,000 into it in resources and doing a new floor. We put a new refurbished wood floor in there, painted the building. Like, we did a lot of work in that building.
It was a church. You said it was a church?
Yeah, it was a church. The church had a gym.
Oh,
They had a separate building with a gym, classroom upstairs and downstairs.
Okay.
So when we went to look at it, dude was like, "You want the gym?" No, I want to have a whole damn building. Like, we're not just about a gym. You got classroom space. We got workshops. Man, we can do you have a kitchen. Like, we can do everything. And we can teach kids how to make healthy meals. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff. He's like, "You really want the whole building?" Yes, the whole building. And so we offered to purchase the building. They put it up for sale. I think we offered, I think we offered 1.7. And that's what it appraised at. So that's what we offered. There was 2.1. And they said, they didn't even answer they didn't even answer our
Offer.
The offer?
They didn't answer. So next thing we know, we see it, that they brought it down to they brought it down to 2. So we offered 1.9. They didn't respond. So that was kind of like our sign to say, "Hey, look, y'all kind of outgrown this." Then they raised our rent from about $6,000 to about $10,000 a month, just like that. So they wanted their building back. They wanted us out. And so in 2005, I rode by where we are now, and I called Celeste. I was going to lunch. I called Celeste. I said, "Man, I found our home. We ain't have no money. We have nothing. We still don't." That was in 2005. In 2020, during COVID, we started to purchase that building. And I tell the story because I called my wife, and me and John, my partner, he was just like, "Man, that's a lot of money, dog." We went to the mayor, asked her. It was $5.96 million. We asked the mayor. We asked the city for help. They wouldn't help us. We asked the county. We asked a lot of people for help at the time. They wouldn't help us. So we said, we just take a bet on ourselves. So I called and say, "About to go $5.96 million debt. You want to stay?" You know, the people at the bank thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know, you sure you want to be attached to this?
Yeah.
And she rolled it out. She was like, yeah, why you call me ask something stupid like that? I was just like, you call me and ask me that, I might be gone. You know, like, I don't know.
Right.
So we purchased the facility. Once we purchased the facility, then the capital campaign was on. We had to raise as much funds. And we bought this during COVID. So our initial price to build the whole thing was $13 million. Well, COVID came, everything doubled and tripled.
Yeah.
When we get to the end of it, it's $23.5 million building.
Crazy, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, but we raised $31 million
Wow.
in the city. And the mayor, she's been our number one champion for, and people that we went to have been our biggest supporters. You know, I think people want to. What people want to do, I don't think they don't want to support you, but they want to see how much skin you have in the game before they do support you. And I think that was the biggest piece, especially with the mayor, with the county commissioners, with the people that are giving us money now. And we're in a space right now where we can turn down money because all money ain't good money.
Ain't good money. That's true.
You know,
So that church still available?
man, ain't nobody been in there.
The church still vacant?
The church goes on, but that building, the standalone building, bro, we spent $24,000 on the floor to put in that building. It's still available. We bought motors for the bleachers because the bleachers were jacked up. Man, listen, we spent some money in there.
I know they sick right now.
We did. We put some money in there, but you know we
singing them church songs in there now.
the facility that we purchased, old skating rink, was 30,000 square feet, and then we added on 25,000 square feet with the new gym. So we have 3 full basketball courts. We have an indoor esports arena where kids can come in and learn about video games, how to play, not just to be a consumer, but to how do you make money off of this? Who makes the beats? You know, who makes the content? Who does the marketing? Like, how do you get into this space? And even in the STEM space, you know, these kids, I took some kids to a kind of like a symposium or a conference where it's all tech. So we walking by, kids say, "Ooh, that's an Xbox joystick controller. Where the games at?" And the dude comes up and says, "Man, that's how we fly drones." And so now we have our kids that know every button on the Xbox and PS, you know, PS5 or whatever controller, PlayStation controller. And if they can make money flying drones, like I think the cheapest the least you can make is $75 an hour as a drone pilot, certified drone pilot, up to like $350.
Wow.
No degree, all you need is certification. So we have a program called a collab. We partner with Middleton High School, which is the historically black high school in East Tampa. They're right across the street from us. They have one of the top STEM programs in the nation, but none of our neighborhood kids are in those STEM programs. You know, so they're bussed in. Their parents are not bussed in. Their parents are driving them in because they're one of the top STEM schools in the country.
Wow. The kids in the neighborhood there?
Nah, there's a very, very limited amount, probably less than 5%. Because it's not just like you said, that wasn't introduced to us.
Right.
Studying.
Right.
SAT, ACT, until there was a need.
Right.
Right. So we're creating that for them.
I'm happy that you guys are introducing the kid. I'm happy you're introducing the kids to that type of field because that's to me when you say that it saddens me. And it's not that the kids may not have interest; they just may not know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And for that program to be right there, right there, and not be a part of it as your counterparts are a part of that.
Another thing he said that was big too. Everybody ain't going to college.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't getting no college degrees and no masters and no doctorate. All you need is certification for certain things.
Yeah.
Right.
You can still make good money without going to school. That's like a trade. That's like taking up a trade.
It. We had 21 kids go through last summer, not this summer, last summer. We had more come in this summer. We had 21 kids go through and get their certifications last summer.
Wow.
21. And the only reason they didn't get their license because they have to be older. They're still in high school.
And some of them kids gonna make more money than college graduates.
Why not?
And not have the debt.
And not have the debt.
And not have the debt.
You know, and that's the biggest piece. You know, so the space that we're in, I know we're youth development through sports. That is that's been our push, because everybody wants to play, but there's so much you can learn from play. Just going out and play kickball, going out and play tag, red light, green light. I mean, just think about it. You know, it's just so much that we learn. Kids know how to communicate. Put young kids out into a park area. They'll create a game like that. They'll set their own rules. They'll police themselves, and you have no issues. When you start introducing adults into that space, is when you start having the issues.
That is true.
You know, that's when you start having the issues.
That's big. Y'all need to open up a skill center here in Manatee County, man.
So that's been our next phase of it, because we do want to create this, and we want to show people who are interested in opening up a facility and doing youth development through sports, and it just can't. This ain't recreation. Right. This ain't just This ain't disrespect the Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
You can't just drop your kid off and leave them and we gonna just everything we do is intentional. Who we put in front of your child. If you come in for tutoring, offer tutoring. We have free tutoring, free SAT, ACT prep. If you need trigonometry, we're not getting you a math teacher. We're getting you a trigonometry specialist. We're getting you, if you need help in reading, we're getting you a reading specialist. We're not getting you somebody that's going to come in and teach you how to read. Like, we're getting our kids need the same thing that other kids get, the same resources. And
it's for all kids.
All kids. All kids. We have kids from everywhere. And for us, we are big in our space. We are big where we're located, and we're located there because we want our people to be able to get there. We don't want to have any issues. But we're open to all kids. We just happen to be in a black and brown community. And that just happens to be our focus because the resources are not readily available in those communities. And we want to make sure that we just shut down some of those barriers. We even have a health hub teaching families how to make healthy meals based on what you have readily available in your house. Try going shopping for healthy food.
Boy, it's expensive, man.
Come on, man. Yeah. When we grew up, if we went to eat at McDonald's or Burger King, one, it was on the weekend. Two, it was expensive. You ate at home cheaper, and ate a healthier meal at home cheaper than you would go on a. Now, you go to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, you get a 4 for 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, man, you come out there. Well, I thought Steak and Shake. You go to Steak and Shake, boy. You you got some money,
boy.
Yeah. These kids going to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Mom, can we go to Steak and Shake?
Boy, stop.
Mom, you better shake your ass in that kitchen. Shake your own damn hamburger. Get that hamburger meat with that egg in them all.
Man, stop playing, boy.
Put it between that bread.
And you have white bread. You ain't have no
white bread.
White bread.
Bread.
You have all kind of fingerprints on the white bread.
Well, Chris, man, listen, I know we ran out of time. We got to get moving. But you also, man, not only with the Skill Center, but you also are a part of, what is it, the coffee shop?
So we have Black Mule is our coffee company. You can go online and find us. You can go on social media to Black Mule Coffee and find us. We started this because, I'm really big in black and brown. A lot of you, where do you think the origination of coffee is?
Africa? Gotta be in Africa.
I would say somewhere Jamaica, maybe.
I would think Africa.
Ethiopia. I mean, you have Ethiopia as but most people would say Colombia or somewhere in South America or Central America. And so the story behind it is when slaves were taken from Africa, they were take their bean with them. And if they were found with their bean, they were killed.
Wow.
You know, and that's the story behind the slave trade. That's how, because the first slave ships landed in South and Central America, where's most of the coffee. So that's why people think South
Yeah.
and Central America, but the best coffee is. But how many coffee shops have you seen in the black community?
Right.
You don't.
I'm not talking about Circle K.
No,
7-Eleven.
you don't.
I'm talking
You
about
don't.
a legit barista. And you know, black people drink coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a $500 billion a year industry.
Mm.
So just
Wow, man.
imagine a kid going off to college,
Yeah.
and they have their certification in being a barista, and you're working your way through college. Would you rather work in a barista, or would you rather work in a Burger King, McDonald's, smelling like fast food, going to work? Or would you rather work in a college? You hear people say it all the time. Well, let's go meet for coffee.
Mhm.
Business people.
Yeah.
So now I have people coming in there every single day meeting. I'm hearing things. I'm seeing things. They seeing me. They're interacting with me. That's opportunity exposure for our kids.
Mhm.
You know, but it's teaching them about the coffee business, the coffee world. So we started this. We have a infused coffee. We do a CBD. We do a Delta 8. We also do energy and focus. We do an appetite suppressant. And we do a regular Columbia coffee. And it's all nanohydrate. It's a water soluble. That means it dilutes right into your water. 5 ounces of hot water, it dilutes. You don't have any granules or residual in the bottom. Like
Nice.
everything dilutes. It has a sweetener in here. Everything is natural. We know what farm it comes from. We know everything about our coffee and who's giving it to us. And we roast our own coffee. And also, I gave you a whole bean. So if you want to ground your own coffee.
That's awesome, Chris, man.
Well,
That's,
look,
that's, that's
hey, look, y'all. Hey, Chris,
amazing. Go ahead, go ahead.
Let's say something real.
Good.
We all Southeast alumni in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep telling y'all, man. Us Southeast boys, man, we don't just play ball, man. We got coffee.
Hey,
Good
it took a
things
while,
come from
though.
Seminoles.
Green, it took me a while, dog.
But you got
That's
it.
all right.
though.
You're
It
doing
took
it,
me a
though.
while. I'm
That's
still
all right.
getting it,
Man.
though.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, a
but
lot of
that's
stuff
all
you know
right.
what's
Southeast
crazy?
high
Before we
school,
go,
man.
I'll say this. My son, Tyson, our son, Tyson Ward is playing. He's in his 5th year playing. But he's
Playing
taking
what?
basketball, professional basketball. He's playing professional basketball. He's with the Spurs this summer. He'll be in the EuroLeague this year in Paris. Has 2 European championships under his belt.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Big
Champions-
Tyson.
Champions League last year. Year before, and they won the Euro Cup. Best record in the history of the Euro Cup, 22-1 last year. So they bumped up. But his journey has been so close to mine that it's scary.
Wow.
And I try to teach him and tell him everything. And so the only thing that's changing is I see it, and I've been through it because Tyson been put out of school. I'm talking about put out of school.
Wow.
She used to have to go sit with him, and when she wouldn't sit with him, I had to go sit in school. Like, that's how crazy it was. But just to see his journey and him being what we call a process kid, and we always say trust the process, trust the process. And everybody has their own journey, and his journey has been as close to mine as I could ever. The only thing he didn't have is Tallavest. Wow, that's it.
Well, we got this one segment we're going to close out, but before we do that, this is our version of Truth and Dare. We got a segment called Truth and Share. D, that's right?
Yes, you are correct, Mr.
Okay.
Real Deal.
Uh-huh.
Truth
Mr.
and
Real
Share.
She say Mr. Real
Mr.
Deal?
Real Deal.
Mr. Real Deal.
Deal.
I'm brought to you by Selena G. Bradley, your trusted expert in buying, selling, and investing in real estate. So get at Selena for all your real estate needs.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to have one question, just to keep it short.
All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You good.
All right. So, well, all right, Desiree, go ahead.
No, he just said we're good.
Okay, we'll go. You want to start?
Ladies first?
There we go.
Okay. So I had 2 in front of me, and just listening to you during the interview kind of made me go with the one, because you seemed like you was bad. So
I was active.
you was bad, but we can call it active. What's the worst thing you've done and allowed someone else to take the blame for?
I don't think I've ever
I was gonna say
had anybody take the blame for anything
You
that I've
just
done.
owned up
I
to it.
stood up to it. Yeah, no, I've stood up to it.
That's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the blame off on nobody. You know, one thing I'll do is, one thing that people know about me, I respect friendships
Mm-hmm.
and relationships.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Green?
Well, man, you know what? See, I need Chris to come back on the show again because we can really get down. See, this is all about Chris. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
we come back on the show, it's gonna be about me and Chris.
Okay, I got
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Hey,
I got you.
See, I give a real truth to share.
All right.
Ain't gonna no truth to share, gonna be truth or dare. When he come back. But nah, Chris, it's not really a truth or share, but if you can go back to an age, what age would you go back to and why?
15. I would go back to 15 because I think that's when you, let's say 14.
Mm-hmm.
I think because that's when kids start making that transition of which way they're going. They're in that space of going here or going here. And I know for sure I would have committed myself academically a little bit more and chosen that space to stay out of as much trouble as I got into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then I say, you know, I'm not big on going back because I wouldn't be who I am doing what I'm doing and have the story to share.
Correct.
Kids relate to me because of who I am and what I've been through.
That's awesome. All right, Chris. Share a behind the scenes story, quick story. Either basketball career or your business career that you never shared with anybody before on this type of platform.
Man,
Hey, Chris, your
And
wife
it can be
is-
positive. it could be some that like really just exploded your business, or it could be like, God, oh man,
your wife is-
I don't. Well, I don't. I was in Spain, and some people know this. I was in Spain. This pre my wife. This pre Tyson and everything. I dated this girl when I was in Spain. She came to the game, and I got a tech. It was ref called a foul on me. Gave me my fourth foul. Well, I didn't do anything. I just stood there. I walked over to the huddle. Coach called the timeout, walked over to the huddle. And I was just looking at the ref, put my head down, started shaking my head. Well, the ref over here gave me a tech. 'Cause I was standing outside the huddle. And I didn't know until my owners came out of the stands, and they were going in. And the dude, I only had one kid on my team that spoke English. And he came over and said, Chris, they give you a fifth foul. You're ejected from the game. And I said, for what? They say you're trying to intimidate the ref. I just looked at him and shook my head. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, you gave me my fourth foul over what? Well, the fifth foul, tech, put you out of the game.
Yeah.
So it's different in NBA. You can get a tech and you stay in the game, don't count as a personal foul. Over in Europe, it counts as a personal foul. Man, I turned around, and the closest thing I could find to hit was the chair. It was one of them thick wooden chairs. Man, I hit the thing, boom, and threw it onto the floor, broken in half. Threw it onto the floor. They escorted me out the facility.
Oh shoot!
$7,500 later. So I called home. I told my mom.
What?
I told my mom what happened. She said, well, did you at least get to sit down in the chair? Boy, I hung up on my mama so fast, man. Yo, that's one. Yeah, I broke a chair.
Oh, my
Threw it onto the floor.
God, man.
But here's the kicker, and the reason why I brought the young lady up that I was dating at the time. She said, you cursed him out in Spanish.
Oh.
Whoa. Wait, you even know you were speaking Spanish?
No, I knew what I was speaking. She said, why would you not? She said, you so dumb. Why wouldn't you just do it in English? He doesn't speak English.
Oh gosh.
I cursed the ref out in Spanish. I went.
She got a good
in.
point there.
Right.
Every curse word that could come out of my mouth in Spanish that I knew.
You can't.
What?
You needed him to know that.
Listen, I'm talking about real customer.
Yeah.
I'm talking mother, all of them.
Oh shoot.
Coochie. Man, listen. Hey, look, I went in. She was like, "You so dumb," and that was part of that's what it wasn't the chair.
Yeah.
It was the
the
verbal
curse, yeah.
abuse of the to the ref.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they say they always say sticks and stones break
Man, look.
words.
Words
Don't
never
yeah.
hurt.
No, them words
Oh,
hurt.
they do.
Them
Words
hurt.
hurt.
It hurt.
So it was so bad till you can go and you can apologize to the refs. Like my owners took me back to apologize to the refs, and they said maybe when they write it up, it won't
Yeah.
75.
Well,
$100.
well, you heard it from the big boy. Hey man, listen, Chris, appreciate you taking part in that segment, man.
Yes,
that was
sir,
our
boy.
version. Truth or dare, you told the truth.
Yeah.
All right, hey,
Told the truth.
Big Green, what's up, man? You got shout outs?
Man, listen, man. I just want to give a shout out to my boy Chris. We don't talk all the time, but you don't have to talk all the time. Not to know that
Yeah,
we good friends.
absolutely.
And I'm
We're
glad he
family,
came,
dog.
man.
We're family,
Family,
dog.
man. God, I've been knowing Chris since 1990, man.
Yeah.
Before then, boy,
Before then,
87,
well,
86,
that's what. Look, Chris, when you come back on the show, Chris, we really gonna get down,
86.
man.
Yeah.
But
86.
man, listen, I just appreciate Chris, man. You and your wife. I'm so happy with Tyson too, man. Golly,
Yeah, he's
his
blessed.
journey, man. And 941. Give a shout out to this
Already.
941, man. All day, every day.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. And hey man, I'm just happy, man.
All right.
I'm happy, man.
Desiree?
Shout out to our guests for coming. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the interview. Shout out to the kid up at way at Green.
EWU, baby. It was EWC when I was there, but now they all
No,
bougie.
they
They
bougie
bougie
now.
So it's EWU, baby.
I'm glad he's a part of the bougie part.
Yes, you are. You should be.
Yeah.
Shout out to we got high school football going on, so shout out to all the
Yes,
schools
sir.
in the area.
That's what's
Good
up.
luck throughout your season, and that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off you. I'm so excited for football season.
Heck
I want
yeah.
to go to you. Shout out to the football teams around here that's gotten started, man. Big shout out to right now, man. We transferred over to Mooney. Mooney's doing very well. Team playing very well. Big shout out to Mooney.
See how that go, Green?
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Hey, big shout out to all the other local high school teams as well. You know what I'm saying? My alumni. Hey, my alum not doing too well.
Yeah,
Chris,
man.
our alum not doing too, but
We all right.
we gonna be all right. We gonna be
Yeah,
all right.
we still
Yes, sir.
representing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Chris, you got shout outs, baby?
Oh man, I thank y'all very much, man. My man Green.
Yeah.
And I apologize for the cancellations
That's
before.
all good.
Everything in
Good.
God's time. Man.
Yes,
I
Absolutely.
appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
You good, man.
Yeah, big shout out. So listen, man.
Chris come, man. We're going to talk about the real Hall of Fame, boy.
All day long.
Hey,
We couldn't get into it because he had to go.
hey, listen.
Well, we had some stuff to talk about.
We gonna get into that.
No balls. Hey, I'm just
That's
telling you
gonna be
right
a
now,
long show.
Southeast High School Alumni Association,
Uh-oh.
don't nominate me, cause
Uh-oh.
what y'all call Troof Be Told?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be my speech.
No, y'all nominate Chris. I'm coming to that one.
Yeah,
We both gonna get on that
Don't do
microphone, boy.
that.
Let
I
me-
don't,
let
I don't
me
think
clo-
I was good enough.
Let me close this out before we get started. Hey,
Yes,
boy, y'all
goodness.
boy for to go.
They about to
Hey,
go.
listen, man. Thank you so
Let it
much for
rip.
joining
Man,
Truth Be
appreciate
Told
it.
tonight, man.
Yes, sir.
And
baby.
once again, man, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We'd love
Yes,
to have
sir.
you guys take part of being part of the many that is watching our shows and joining us on our Monday nights, man. We really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. We're looking for a big 2000 coming up soon, so make sure you be a part of that.
Yes, sir,
Also, and the final thing,
Yes, sir.
we got something coming up, Green.
Boy,
Huh?
What's going on, Green?
February 15th,
Yeah.
2025.
Uh-huh.
R&B Fest. 13th Ave Dream Center, baby.
Uh-huh.
9th Avenue East.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
It's gonna be called R&B.
Why is that?
What you mean? You got R&B and me.
All right.
You got R&B and you.
Okay.
Is it?
It's in me.
Chris, you got R&B and you?
All day, every day.
Man, look, y'all come
All
out,
day,
man. That's
every day.
Valentine weekend. That's on a Saturday. Please come out, man. We having a good time. Gonna be some food. Gonna be some good music.
What they gonna do if
Gonna line dance.
You said they might go home. What they gonna do when they go home?
Oh, well, if you ain't married, you gonna get married that night. Now, if your love life is in shackles, it's gonna be unshackled
that night.
Now, if you think you're lonely now, wait until that
night.
You know what I'm saying, man? Listen, man, we gotta get out of here, man. Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Really appreciate you, man. Hey,
Yes,
this
sir.
Troof Be Told, Desiree, Big Green,
Yes, sir,
real
man.
deal.
Truth, really, that's all we know. Keep it real and authentic. This truth be told, only the truth. Tune in, cause you gotta watch. It's like you with us while we kick it in the barbershop. Here to motivate and inspire. Hosted by the real deal and the God Barber. I hope that you ready. Keep it funny and edgy. Let's go. You already know. Truth